Hey, what's up? What's good, wonderful people? Welcome to the best and worst of 2022 when it comes to Chauncey Vision. This is the show where I talk about all the big stuff. I'll talk about all the movie and TV ish, action, comedy, sci fi, horror, you name it, I'm here to proclaim it. I am here, your host, Chauncey Craig Woodson. I'm here with my co host, my bro, Underground Blur King Chicago himself, yours truly, Mr. Corey Green. What's happening, sir? What's cracking?
Hey brother, what's happening? What's going on?
Not much, man. I tell you, well, first off, how was your holiday?
Holiday wasn't bad. It was okay. Just survived the snow and the cold.
Same here. We
Yeah,
gotta survive Siberia while we can. As
yeah,
one of our other feathered brethren, Sir Kochi Soulstar would say, we only get Hoth once a year, so you know,
yeah.
let's do our best to survive through it. Keep warm. Let's not act like it's nothing new. You know what I mean? But some folks, sadly, they still got the concept of it being brand new about it, but hey, it is what it is.
Right.
Well, as long as we don't get no major attacks by some AT-ATs or, some snowstorm troopers, I think we're good to go. But
Right.
anyhow, though, this year that we had 2022, man, a lot of stuff we've had entertainment wise has been quite interesting. Some has been exciting, some has been, few WTF moments, and then
Oh
some has
yeah.
been sadly kind of sort of lackluster, but
And
that's
some
what,
s- uh, and some really sad too.
yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of what's expected when it comes to this type of thing that we do when it comes to film and television and whatnot. Kind of start little things off. I know that I hate to start on a sour note, but we came across a few sad losses or whatever in the film and television industry, man. We lost a few good greats out here, man. One of them was the late great William Hurt. The man's been around for like, I don't know, 3, 4 decades doing his thing. He's best known for drama work, a lot of suspense thrillers type thing. Just quite a solid actor. And some of my memorable roles when it comes to William Hurt is he did a movie back in the day called Altered Space, which was like kind of a real cerebral sci-fi horror type bit back from 1980. And then he got most notably known for a lot of his dramatic work, like The Big Chill. I think it was Children of the Lesser God, Broadcast News, that type of thing. And
Oh
he, like
yeah.
I said, he's quite the solid actor. And then he kind of started veering off doing other little things or what have you. I remember he played Dr. John Robinson in the movie version of 1997's Lost in Space, and that was one. But of course, coming to current times, he was most notably known and remembered as the second incarnation of Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross of the MCU because he appeared
Yep.
in quite a few movies. He made his debut in The Incredible Hulk. Then he went on paying appearance in Civil War. He also appeared in Black Widow. Did he also appear in Falcon and Winter Soldier also briefly?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
think so. Infinity
well he
War,
made
yes. Like one soldier. No.
he made quite a few appearances as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, but again, sadly we lost him. Another great that we sadly lost was that of Mr. Ray Liotta, and
Oh yeah. I'm really older. Yeah.
Ray Liotta has been like just quite the icon film wise, along with the likes of William Hurt. He's also known for like suspense drama, thrillers, that type of thing, and he's most notably beloved for his role in crime dramas, most notably
Right.
Goodfellas. He's also done work with other people. One of my other favorites they did was that of The Iceman, which came out, I want to say 2016, if I'm not mistaken. But he was part of an ensemble cast. It was him, Michael Shannon, Winona Ryder, Chris Evans. Trying to
Oh
think
wow.
somebody else was in there, but yeah, he was That was one of my favorite crime drama roles that he was a part of. And he also did the Sopranos movie prequel that came out on HBO Max. So,
Okay.
Ray Liotta was quite beloved. A couple of Ray Liotta roles that I can think of that I can remember that he was part of. He did a comedy back in the day called Something Wild. It was done in the 80s. It was like him and a young Melanie Griffith. And it was like a crime comedy, I want to say. He also did a touching drama called Me and Eugene, I believe it was called. It was like him, the actor Tom Hulce, and Jamie Lee Curtis was in that one. And he played like the older brother, and I believe he was like a doctor or what have you. And the younger brother, who was mentally challenged, was like a garbage guy also. And it was kind of like almost along the lines of a modern day rendition of Mice and Men, but it took place in the 80s or whatever. But that was another one. Another one that I truly did like though from Ray Liotta was another ensemble cast one was Identity. It was like him, John Cusack, I want to say Jake Busey, couple other actresses I can't think of right now, but it was like a crime thriller. It was a psychological crime thriller, and it took place like in a hotel area. And this came back a few years back. That one was pretty solid. He did damn good on that. And of course, another ensemble joint, Smoking Aces, because he played the partner / mentor of Ryan Reynolds' character in Smoking Aces.
Right.
And that one had a little bit of everybody up in there too. Ben Affleck, Chris Pine, Alicia Keys and her big acting debut, Taraji P. and who the hell else? Andy Garcia. So yeah, that one had a solid cast as well. So those are two big heavy hitters that are going to be truly missed from that one. A couple other people that sadly left us, coming from more along the lines of what we've been accustomed to. That who is a Mr. Kevin Conroy, the infinite voice of Batman from Batman the Animated Series. And this is no cap. I personally charge him as like one of my influences as far as voiceover and voice acting work goes. Like him, Peter Cullen, Keith David, and those are like my main, and James Earl Jones. Those are like my main four influences. And it was it's truly messed up to hear him pass like that. And I totally forgot that he was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, he was really. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I never found out what his cause of death was, because that was truly sad to lose Kevin Conroy. He's like literally the voice of Batman for generations, plural. So like,
absolutely.
Even I read a Batman comic today, it's gonna be his voice in my head as the voice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The voice of Batman.
Absolutely.
So
yeah. And no shade to anybody else who's tried their hand at doing Batman's voice, whether it was Jason Momoa or Jason Ackles or even William Baldwin at one point in time. But Kevin Conroy is just the infinite voice of Batman in our minds. So another sad one on the pop culture side that we lost was that of Jason David Frank from the Power Rangers.
Very sad. Very sad.
And beloved martial artist, beloved actor in the Power Rangers universe. And I mean, I'll just admit I wasn't the biggest Power Rangers guy coming up like that, but seeing him and his character acquires kept kind of made me watch. And the way he did martial arts like he did on the show, I was like, okay, this dude pretty solid. He's not holding nothing back. Okay, I'm digging it. And it kind of had me watch it for a little bit, and just see him do like stuff outside the Power Rangers realm. Like at one point in time, he did MMA for a little while. Then he kind of came back into the fold of the Power Rangers universe, kind of being like one of those mentor types to like the younger generation of Power Rangers that were coming through over time to like almost current time as we speak or whatnot. And just to think, and it's like it's been almost 30 years of Power Rangers that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, he really embraced like that role, and like some actors they kind of want to either shun away from it, or they kind of
Mhm.
like to talk about off and on one other stuff. Like he really embraced that character and that role that he did, and meeting with fans, and doing shows and whatnot, and really embracing that character and taking that character into other platforms, do other stuff, to do like web shorts or whatnot,
Right.
photographs and everything else. So what other projects he was doing with him being the Green Ranger.
Mhm.
And like same thing with me. I wasn't the biggest Power Ranger fan, but when he came onto the scene, it was something that the type of energy he brought to it, and had me want to. I watched a few episodes here and there
Right.
uh, over the years, off and on, and he was great to be at shows. He was great with fans. So it's really sad that we end up losing JDF.
And then another side note too, kind of like myself and to yourself to some extent, maybe a few others that we also know as well. He was a big time wrestling fan, WWE fan, and that
Yeah,
was like that even kind of clenched the heart a little bit more, man, because wrestling is kind of like a solid platform along with some of the other stuff that we like love. And just to know that he was a solid legit fan like that was just like touching in itself too. So
yeah,
definitely many heartfelt condolences go out to everybody who have been fans of some of these great talent that we sadly lost. And if there's anybody that I did miss, hit it up on the comment section, let us know, and just definitely
one more I
just
want to throw out.
yeah.
On the music front, we did lose our Irene Cara.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
it.
I definitely can't forget that. She was
Yeah.
definitely had one of the strongest voice coming up in R&B soul side in the 70s and 80s. And for those of y'all who don't know, she is most famously known for giving us two of the most iconic songs in TV and movie history, that of Fame as well as Flashdance. So
Yeah.
her voice with those iconic songs, "What a Feeling" and the Fame theme, that is just bar none top notch, one of the greatest songs I've known, still
Yeah.
used to this day in certain stuff. So that was definitely another great loss that we had, sadly. So definitely many heartfelt condolences to everybody we lost in 2022 who
Yeah.
blessed us with their talent, TV, film, and music wise. But try to cheer up some things a little bit or whatever like that. Had quite an interesting run as far as TV stuff goes, man.
Wow,
One
we
of
had
those,
so much stuff, man. Yeah.
yeah, one of the things I wanted to point out, and this is like probably one of the most solid seasons that we had this year of a TV show, was had to be season 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Stranger Things like knocked out the ballpark um, with what they did with their seasons, and them introducing new characters. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert: if you haven't
Mhm.
watched it, now's your time to click off or do whatever you're going to do.
Right.
Losing new characters that come onto the show that's really beloved, and I have to say, whatever the mojo or the pixie dust or whatever the creators do, on top of what the actors, makes you care about these characters that come into the show or that are already there, and feel for them when they leave. Um, there's very few shows I think that do that, because
Hmm.
Winston Munts, that's the guy's name. That was his character's name in the show. I'm maybe
Which
blanking on
one?
the name.
You mean one of the
The
newer
rock,
characters?
the
Eddie
newer characters,
Munson.
yeah. Eddie
Eddie
Munson.
Munson.
Sorry, I said Winston.
Yep.
Eddie Munson. Yeah. Yeah. Also, the social commentary too. So like, he wasn't even a bad kid or a bad guy. He did
No,
his
it
little,
wasn't. He was just
that
misunderstood.
he just really misunderstood. And that's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
times we were in back then,
Right.
and he wasn't, he did. And to me, his dirt wasn't even that bogus, but it's like for what happened to him and how the town kind of demonized him, and you really felt for him,
Mm-hmm.
and all the paranoia. Yeah, and he was such a good character, and I just hated to see him go.
Yeah.
And just
Same here.
again, top notch to the creative team and the actors and whatnot. They make us really care about these characters. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how that's why I think it's some of the successful formula to make these IPs why we love them so much. They give us character stories, characters that we love and we feel for. I'm just really kind of excited and kind of wondering what they're going to do with the next season of Stranger Things. And that's just only like probably what Chauncey 25% of it
Yeah.
that I just talked
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
And I mean, like, kind of like what you just said too, just the overall character development, which just pushes the envelope even further with certain characters. Like, who would have ever thought that, um, Erica Sinclair would be quite the fan favorite that she became in this? Because,
right,
at first she came on the scene as, the annoying little sister, or just brutally honest
right,
one
yeah,
liners or whatever. And
yeah,
then for her to
yeah,
play like, a major part as being actually part of the crew in this
yeah,
season, it's like, oh yeah, definitely give her props where it was needed. I
yeah,
do like the dramatic range that they took with Lucas, because he was just at that one point of just trying to veer off from not necessarily being you know nourish or squarish or whatever, but he just wanted to discover a different avenue to show that he's more than just the token black kid, or
right,
just being
yeah,
that
and
black
yeah,
square or whatever. And then
or yeah,
when he progressed through the show, he showed just like a strong, probably the strongest emotion I've ever seen out of his character.
right, right, yeah, I agree. He wasn't just the black character that was there. He has a story and a motivation,
Hmm.
agency. He has his own motives. It's like I think he's probably evolved the four boys the most grounded to a degree. Because he was
Yeah.
like, I'm tired of getting beat up. It's like, I've made some other friends, not dissing y'all, but like, I'm experiencing new, different stuff now. And
Hmm.
I was kind of loud watching. It was kind of like, dude, brother, don't go out like this. Like, don't throw your friends away. Don't go out like that. I like many times I said that. Please don't go out like this. And he didn't.
Right.
He's still like a stand-up guy, regardless. He just tried
Hmm.
to try to balance everything, and he couldn't. And although the team he was running with, the team lead, he was kind of on some stuff, but yeah, but they did a
Right.
good job with that character because they care about each character in the show and how viable that they are.
Hmm. One other person that was quite a seed stealer and just shook the foundation of the show in itself, to me, was that of Vecna. And
Oh yeah,
somebody,
yeah,
yeah, somebody that solidifies himself as like a villain to contend with is Vecna. Now some people's like, oh, this ain't nothing but Freddy Krueger meets Hellraiser. So even if that is the case,
no,
he put his foot up in it and be like, listen, this is what's going down. This one for make happen to you, and I'm gonna make you scared like you ain't never been scared before. And you really mess with people's heads in this
he
season.
sure did. I
Yeah,
think I told you many times on the phone, it's like Vecna gotta go. Like
yeah,
Vecna gotta
yeah.
go. He
Right,
gets to
right, right,
go.
right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, that damn Vecna. Um, Kind of veering off to another show or another season that had quite awesome character development, and villain I love to hate would be that of season 5 of Cobra Kai. Now
Terry
with
Silver.
this season of
Woo!
Cobra Kai, when I say you get awesome character development in this, the way that they further, push Daniel and Johnny, and making their characters stronger as they go. The fact that we've getting old villains that you love to hate, like Mike Barnes and Chosen, and turn them into fan favorites is quite the
Hold
trip.
on, Chosen.
Oh, yeah. Chosen, MVP of
Chosen.
season 5, MVP of the show.
MVP.
He's the MVP of this past season. He's become a fan favorite. He's just he to me, he has the best redemption story out of probably all the original Karate Kid characters, next to Daniel and Johnny, even, because it's just like, hey, he openly admitted, yeah, I used to be a jerk. I used to be AO. I really want to kill Daniel, but
Right.
due to some, life reconstruction, things like that, get my chi back in order. Hey, I want to do what I can to help you out, Daniel. Put this Terry Silver kid guy down, and just make him eat some humble pie. And he chosen pretty much throughout the season, man. And like I said, Mike Barnes, he was another character that a lot of people love to hate from part 3. Then you see him, he trying to basically get his ish together, and just being just a humble dude, just doing business, just trying to stay out, his past from where he been. But it's kind of like what he said in the show. Ever since Daniel came back onto the scene, it's like he kind of got reminders of why he was the way he was. But not only just Daniel, but that Terry Silver also. And speaking
Terry
of
Silver,
Mr. Terry Silver, yeah, that fool.
Yeah, that fool.
Every time he pulled something, I was like, damn, this dude, somebody knock him out already. It's like, if he wasn't stalking Daniel, if he wasn't stalking Johnny, I'm like, he would just pop out the most random places. I'm like, what do you want, man? What the hell do you want for real?
And he's just so slippery and snaky, man. Just
right. And it's like, it's bad enough you try and manipulate these poor kids into making the worst rendition of Cobra Kai ever, being, bloodthirsty and ruthless and all that. You're up here messing with people who their parents. You're messing with, the one person who is pretty much, or two people who stand in your way, both Daniel and Johnny. And then, to bring in your old student, Mike Barnes, into the fold too, to mess with him and make his life a living hell. It's like, dude, you got to go.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of Karate Kid too, so that's why I'm really very pro Chosen. Right. And his redemption story, I thought was, like you said, the best too. And I guess his uncle Sato really helped him get him back on the right path. He kind of found his way again, and that's what made that, like I said, that made me really like and enjoy this character. And I'm almost wanting to know more about what's going on with Mike Barnes all this time, his redemption arc too. But yeah, it took all of them to try to take down Terry Silver, man.
Yeah, that was a fun little quote unquote pseudo Avengers moment right there. It's like
probably my favorite part.
Yeah, it was like you had the unlikely team of Johnny, Chosen, and Mike Barnes trying to take out Terry Silver and his crew. And that spoiler alert again, yeah, it was quite the battle. And I was feeling really bad for Johnny Quiet's kept, because he was getting the most out of all of them.
He sure was.
He was catching the most.
Let's not forget about the children, though.
Let's definitely not forget about the kids.
Their stories and their redemption arc. What's the little black boy's name? That
I think it was Kenny.
Johnny. Yeah, Kenny. But Johnny was Johnny's son was trying to
Robbie.
Get him back on the right. Robbie get back on the right path, because that dude was becoming ruthless.
Yeah.
And they also show how, you're being bullied, but you let the anger and stuff,
control you and everything.
Control you, and like the Black Panther said, if vengeance consume you, it turns you something that you don't want to be. And he was becoming really ruthless. Like, I'm surprised how he took down Hulk like that with that move that Terry did. What do you call it? Terry called it Terry Silver bullet.
Yeah. I was like, damn, kid, you might have to get an old school strapping right there.
Yeah.
put you on somebody's knee with all this turmoil you causing.
Yeah.
Going back to the kids or whatever, another character that further got pushed, or both two characters, I should say, would that be Miguel and Robbie? Because they were pretty much on that bloodthirsty rivalry path, a la Daniel and Johnny. And then Johnny was like, "Hey, I know what these kids going through because I was there at one time. So let me try to do whatever I can," and which he did to help them find medium ground. And of course, Lord behold, it took a infamous one-on-one to do it, but he got it done. And
Yeah, they got
now
all their aggressions out and got their differences settled and
right. And then for
I didn't really try to hurt you on purpose. This content has happened. I reacted and they found that they're kind of more alike than anything.
right. And then not only just that, to add the ice on that cake, the fact that Johnny, let me know like, hey, me and your mom about to have a kid, so you could be having a younger brother or sister. So that kind of forged the bond even further between them, which I think was kind of cool.
Right.
And another person, Tori, she kind of sort of she basically kind of did 180 this season, because last season she was on that bloodthirsty crap also. But when she started realizing, especially under Terry Silver's guys, not only did this man do what he had to do to cheat to win, but he also she also discovered that hey, his way ain't really all that, because she starts seeing the more aggressive and the more ruthless that Terry Silver was teaching these other students, especially with these other instructors involved.
Oh,
is like,
yeah. Well, the instructor, that one lady instructor, oh my gosh.
She was. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't stepping nowhere near you. Unless I have a taser in my hand or something, I am, you're not getting, no, not happening. But
another cool chosen moment, we took down all the teachers by himself.
Yes. Chosen was quite the goon. So yeah, Chosen was definitely, as we said before, MVP of the season. But yeah, Cobra Kai season 5 was quite the treat, and I believe they got one more season left, which is going to be last season. And so now, spoiler again, you got old mean old Kreese. He out of jail.
Yeah.
This fool done escaped jail now, so ain't no telling what he's about to pull especially after the downfall of Terry Silver from this season. So we're gonna see what's happening come season 6.
Yeah.
Another show that definitely was eye-opening in so many ways of the word, and was just all over the place, and then some, would be that of season 3 of The Boys. Now, I don't know if you may or may not have played catch up with it, but I'm gonna just keep it as memorable as brief as possible. But basically, season 3 of The Boys, it, like I said, it was definitely eye-opening in more ways than one. All I can say is, when you have a scene where you kill somebody by way of private, I don't know how I could say it, but yeah, it involves privates, and it's quite nasty. Yeah, they go there. They go there and then some. You thought Invincible went there. Each season of The Boys gets more and more ultra violent. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, because I've been watching Doom Patrol, like, and you did with a show that has zombies singing butt monsters. I don't know how far weird can you go.
It's one of them moments there. But I'll tell you some memorable characters. Of course, you already know or aware of that of Homelander. And Homelander is basically your pseudo prototype of what Superman was originally supposed to be back in the day. Add that plus with some current day emboldenedness. I'll just put it as that much.
Okay.
Yeah, Anthony Starr as Homelander is once again quite the scene stealer. In addition to that, Jensen Ackles as a Soldier Boy. Basically, what if Captain America was just the ultimate Archie Bunker like a-hole?
Okay.
That's what I could say about Soldier Boy, and just them two, how they meet up towards the end. It's quite interesting, entertaining, and you get a few WTF moments from them too. But
Okay.
as far as other characters go in the series, with the sporting cast, Carl Urban, he's always a scene stealer for me. Definitely his role,
Carl
Billy
Urban.
Butcher,
Yeah.
he definitely steps it up a notch in this season, not only in terms of sealing scenes, but just his story arc and the way he goes about it in the show is very interesting and almost kind of sad too, in a way. You also got the character of Huey, who's played by Jack Quaid. He's another, like, character that kind of sort of has grown on me because, he kind of got thrown into the whole mix from season one as just this guy who's an innocent bystander whose girlfriend accidentally gets killed by a super. And how he is basically kind of reluctantly thrown into this world or in this situation where he's trying to get payback in so many ways as word, but at the same time too, he's kind of learned about, the difference of what it means to have some power as opposed to fighting against the power that can do some great harm to other people. And that's the last thing he wants to happen. So a lot of these story arcs in this show is definitely interesting. And of course, can't forget about my man, Mr. Giancarlo Esposito. Whenever he appears, get ready because he's another scene stealer. Even if it's just a few words, or he even appears like in one or two scenes, it's like still get ready. Yeah. And last but not least, when it comes to this, I don't know if you've heard about the Hero-gasm stuff from the book.
No.
Yeah, let's just say it takes place in this show. I'll just say it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So, a lot of eye-opening stuff from this past season of the boys. Violently, sexually, and just quite explicit in so many ways of the word. But hey, Amazon gave them the platform, so they're making it do what it do. So, looking forward to see what's going down come season 4, and also due to the fact that they have just announced the spin-off show, which is going to be called Gen V. And
I heard about that. Okay.
Yeah, so no exact date as yet when it comes to Gen V, but probably expect both of those to pop off in next year sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely on that. A couple of the joints that I can think of on the dramatic side. One show I would say that I probably would make is my top ranked dramatic show, of the year would be that of Bel Air.
Oh yeah.
Bel Air. And when it was first announced, I was like, why do we need a rebooted Bel Air? And then when I saw the direction they took with it, I was like, okay, you got my attention. So basically, for those of y'all who don't know, Peacock Network, which is a premium network rendition of NBC, they released Bel Air as an original series. And Bel Air is basically a more dramatic, deeper take on Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And it just really takes the character of Will Smith to a whole nother, not necessarily dark, but just a more realistic, grounded viewpoint as to what he's experienced. Because, of course, back on the sitcom side, when it was known as Fresh Prince of Bel Air, it was kind of a more comical take of why he had to leave Philly to go to Bel Air. But this show, it takes into a more realistic, serious tone.
Right, appears dramatic.
Yeah, and I mean, even though there is a couple light-hearted moments sprinkled in there, it really has a lot of grounded stuff and relatable stuff, especially for a young black man and women to experience in this, because you have Will's character just kind of going through the motions, but experiencing some turbulence and serious situations that comes along the way. You have the Uncle Phil, who is the same uncle. I can't say the same uncle that we know and love, but he takes even a edgier turn because he has some hidden things and secrets that is quite shocking. Not so much shocking in terms of they switches roll around, in terms of gender stuff or whatever, but just kind of the moral decisions that old Uncle Phil you wouldn't think would make this Uncle Phil does, but still there's a rhyme and reason to his, dark ambitions. I'll put it like that.
Right, why he's running for office and everything. Things he's trying to do to run for office to because he's a judge. What was he running for? Running for a congressman? What was he running for?
Yeah, he was running for congressman.
Yeah.
And then Aunt Viv, she's kind of torn between wanting to pursue her dreams as an artist, but she gave it up to kind of be like the housewife or whatever. But due to some of the random decision making that Uncle Phil makes, she gets kind of pushed further away from him, and due to that is going deep into wanting to pursue her dreams, but also is trying to sort of putting a compromise on their relationship and their marriage.
So that was a dirty Michael Ealy trying to,
yes. Spoiler alert. And I've learned this by now. Anytime you see Michael Ealy from now on in a movie or TV show, watch out, because you don't know what the heck that man finna do. You don't know what type of slick stuff he gonna pull. You just beware when you see this man's face. You can't trust a light skin and green eyes like that, lady. So just watch your step, please.
Right.
But anyhow, I do like the other character developments. Wherever Hillary isn't uber bougie like she was. She was like more of a independent woman type deal, and she's actually likable. She's not like just so super bougie and full of herself that she looks down on people. So that was a good turn. Jeffrey was definitely eye opening. Yeah. Jeffrey was like on some low key Taken type stuff, wherever he's basically the
Black James Bond type stuff.
Right. He's like basically the family fixer. It's like, hey, if anybody got an issue or problem, you take care of it. Jeffrey's like, I do gotta be done, no questions asked. I was like, man.
And we gotta talk about the elephant in the room.
Elephant room.
Yes, Carlton.
Carlton, yeah. Yep. We got us got my man's up in here. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us up in here is a man's courtesy from Fly Nerd Group, part of a Fly Nerd Brethren, Mr. Kaz G folks.
What up?
What up?
What's happening,
Peace.
What's going on, man? We just chopping it up on this Bel Air real quick, man.
On Bel Air.
Yeah, you get a chance to see it yet or no?
Yeah, I saw it. Mm-hmm. I saw a few episodes.
Okay. So we was just about to chop it up about Carlton. So since you just joined us or what have you, what's your take on this rendition of Carlton based off the old one?
Is he frozen?
Yeah, he kind of froze up a little bit.
I was going to say Carlton. I know a lot of people didn't like him, but I think he's very complex and very he has a lot of gray area, but deep down he's not a bad guy. But
Right.
yeah, he had a lot of stuff going on with him. He's been making a lot of just bad decisions and whatnot. But he did like turn things around and it kind of got off Will's tip. He was really really anti-Will. Also because of that girl too is another reason. He was really, has knocked us all.
Hold on, man. Hold on one second.
There we go.
Hey, Corey, check your mic real quick. Okay, we got some. Hold on one second. Okay. Hey, Corey, hold on. Apologize about that, folks. We got a little technical difficulties. Guys, what up?
What up?
Okay. See, Corey gets stuff together. See if we can get going. But let's go ahead and try to continue it. Let's chop it up real quick about what's your take on Carlton in this rendition of Bel-Air?
Okay, from the few episodes that I have, well, this show was very different from, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So, I don't know. It was a, oh, that's Corey. Corey, yeah.
See if you can Rihanna. Let me remove you real quick and try Rihanna. Okay.
Yeah.
The screen have technical difficulties, but hopefully we can get back on here. But as you were saying about.
So yeah, this is a drama. Is a very serious show. So from what I've seen from Carlton, he was dramatically exaggerated from the comedy. So he's Will Smith's cousin, and Will Smith was the fly guy. He the fly nerd. You know what I mean? He the fly nerd. You come up in there, you fly, you getting the ladies, you hollering at the lady, all that stuff. You got your, your whole charisma going. So he was jealous of that. He was jealous of that on the comedy show, but they didn't really go into a deep, dramatic, jealousy thing. It was just like, they crack jokes on each other or rib each other, whatever, but they still got each other back. So on this show, I seen that Carlton was more jealous of Will than anything. So, and just from what I seen, that was the only character personification that I picked up when I watched the show. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. I heard Will took his girlfriend or something, so he got
because
because
the character from one of the old shows, I think her name was Lisa. That's what I think Nia played on there. So in this one, she was Carlton's ex, whereas the original one, she didn't have nothing to do with Carlton.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of a nice little interesting twist they did with that. And of course, we see the rigmarole of Will going through the stuff like, just the racial profiling in a couple episodes. Also that of having to check one of the Chads on the show for notoriously saying the N word.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And letting Carlton let them get away with it.
Yeah.
So that type of thing. So it's a lot of interesting stuff that they get down with on this show.
So did you guys enjoy this show?
I thought it was surprisingly good. Just the way they stepped it up a notch dramatically, and just took certain characters that we know and love from the sitcom side, and just took them to a whole different level to kind of just make them a little bit more three-dimensional as opposed to your cookie cutter sitcom type characters.
Right. Okay.
So I'm just curious to see what they do for season 2, because that's supposed to be dropping for next year also.
Oh, okay, that's dope. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll catch up with season 1 and then to season 2. It was just a transitional thing because I'm so used to seeing the Fresh Prince for what it was, and now
exactly.
See Hollywood remaking TV shows and stuff and remixing them. So it was I had to transition about it, but Will Smith was behind it and everything, so I'm going to check it out. But it was just weird. But
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but, it may sound odd on paper until you watch. They actually did a good job. This is actually pretty good. Yeah, if you're not accustomed to certain changes like that, on paper it's gonna sound off-putting.
Yeah. But I've seen a couple episodes, so it was decent. I just didn't get back into it.
I got you. But kind of before we transition to stuff on the movie side, a couple things that popped up, in regards to TV that we are experiencing currently and then probably experiencing within this next year. That of a known platform known as HBO Max. Now, when this platform originally dropped, we've had a lot of big time favorites, especially on the DC side pop up. You had a lot of stuff from Cartoon Network, Adult Swim up on there. Just all the goodies that we know and love. Yeah. Then you had this big old bad guy known as David Zaslav, who I refer to as real life Thanos. He stepped up in here with his little WB Discovery merger. And everything we damn near know and love is pretty much about to get wiped out, whether it has been wiped out already or it's getting wiped out within this next year, starting the beginning of January. So it's because of him, we don't have a 5th season of Young Justice. We don't have a Batgirl movie that's totally complete.
Right.
What the hell else?
But it's let it be bad, fine, but to completely shelve it and when we can't even see it. That's unheard of. It's completely done.
All right, that's never been done before.
Yeah.
And basically, this is the transition of new bosses and corporations. Before then, HBO was tied in with AT&T, which even started the whole HBO Max thing.
Right.
But since AT&T didn't compensate, or they got in the wrong deal, you know what I mean? They X'd out of there. So then here come the new guys, and they ushering in, they moving and shaking and shifting things around. Now, some of the things I don't agree with, like Westworld, for example, they totally wiped that out.
Right.
It's all right, you know what I mean? That's what's into the show is your own properties, your own IP. Why are you getting rid of it? Why are you trying to sell it to something else? You know what I mean? It's weird. But other than that, it's just the transition of what's going to happen here. HBO Max was primarily made because of the pandemic thing when people was in the house. They made special deals with movies. Wonder Woman 2, 84, whatever that movie was.
Right.
15 million, you get that off top and all this and all these special deals. You come around with these new bosses, they seen this money on the table, they don't want to do that. In regards to the Batwoman thing, hey man, I don't know. I think y'all will be cheering on garbage, man. I wasn't really too
Oh, I'm not.
eager
I
to
wasn't.
see
I
that. I
wasn't.
wasn't eager to
Me
see the
neither.
movie, and I don't know. I feel like we may have dodged the bullet. You know what I mean? It's certain
But
things what they looked at and they said, no, I don't want to pay no promotion money and marketing money for this and this, that, and the
I get
third.
that, but they got worse stuff out there. I mean, let's say it's bad. They've made worse and put it out and did something with it. I just find it a bit unfair. The movie's done. I can see delaying it because, like, New Mutants got delayed. What, Chauncey? What, 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah.
4 years? Yeah. I can see delaying it. I can see putting it on streaming. I'm not a fan of them. It's completely done, ready to go. You're gonna shelve it, and when no one can see it at all. Period. It can't be as bad. Fantastic Roger Corman, Fantastic Four. It just can't be.
I don't know. You talking
I
about
think
DC here? They don't have a track record of good movies. Let's just
I
be
know
real.
that.
You
No,
know,
and
they don't
no
have a
argument.
track
No
record of good
argument.
movies. And
I
if I
agree.
was a
No
boss
argument.
stepping into this whole company and seeing the movie, it's like in my mind, it's not going to make any money. Why would I invest and put money in it,
The
despite
money's
of
already there.
whatever?
I
Because
wouldn't even put
I mean, like I said, I don't see a show of hands that was really wanted to see Batwoman when it was announced. People was
Yeah, a lot of people
joking
want. No,
and
some people want
trolling
to see
it,
Batgirl.
and they was like
No,
dissing it. So now,
no,
since it
there were some
was,
people that want to see Batgirl. I mean, there's some, maybe not us, but there are some people that want to see it. I'm like, if it's done, throw it out there. The money's
I don't
there.
know, man. I don't know.
But I
They
think,
I
can
know
but I,
how
do other
you are,
characters
Todd.
right. I don't think they will
but
get
I think
Batman.
I think the main drawing point when it came to Batgirl was the fact that Michael Keaton was going to appear as Batman in there.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it 100 with that.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's the only reason I was going to see, and that's one of the reasons I want to see Flash. I want to see what
Right.
Michael Keaton looked like in the Batman suit in 2023. That's
Mhm.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
But when you get these new bosses, you guys want this stuff to be connected and all this. It just be another wasted movie, really. Like it's not going to
Right.
go anywhere. I mean, they could have threw it on a streamer, just to be fair. I agree with that, but as far as like you have to pay for all this, the movie spots, you got to pay for theaters, rooms, and all of that, man. If they didn't want to
Mhm.
invest that money into it, hey, business is business, man. I'm not too mad about. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. It was the first thing I ever seen a movie get scrapped, but hey, man, due to their reputation. Now, if it was
Right.
Marvel saying they scrapped the movie, I'd be like, oh shit. Well, what's
Right.
going on?
What's really going
You
on?
know,
Right.
what's going on?
I never
But
seen any
DC movie,
studio finish a film
go
since
ahead.
the '90s and shelve it and put it up where no one can see it. That's
Yeah.
what I've never seen before. That means all that work is now down the drain.
And I was just gonna say, I I wasn't necessarily pissed off. I was just shocked, and I was like, okay, what's really happening? But kind of like how you explained it, cause I get a vibe on that about the whole change of the guard or what have you, and the whole speaking of changing the guard. Someone who is kind of sort of beloved in our circle, but then not as fully as he is. Well, you got some people that love him, some people don't love him. That's James Gunn, because he's one of the new CEOs of DC Studios, along with Peter Safran, who was one of the producers of Shazam.
Yeah,
so
executive producer of a lot of their films, actually.
Okay. Yeah. So when it's come to find out that he is pretty much just rebooting everything, it struck a chord with some folks because somebody who hoping and praying to see to come back, that would be Mr. Henry Cavill as Superman, tore those hopes and dreams away, basically.
Not really. I think, I look at that whole Black Adam fiasco like wrestling, right? Rock is the wrestler, right? So
right.
In his brain, he's thinking he want to go for the big ticket, which is Superman. Now, this is my problem. I'm not a Superman fan, but I know for damn well Superman isn't just a punching bag that everybody want to fight. And it seemed like that's what everybody want to do. Oh, I want to fight the big guy. Okay, that's cool, but why are you fighting for an actor and a character that the movie studio is not fucking with, right? So instead of fighting for Cavill, we got Shazam to filming over here. The whole entire movie, they did reshoots and everything. Offered it to The Rock and he declined it. Dude, you're Black Adam. You're not Superman villain. You're Shazam villain. You have Shazam and the Wizards in your movie. Wouldn't it make sense for you to at least do a cut scene of you beating the shit out of them? That's all you should have did. I think he cared more about the movie and less about the character. I would have called.
That's the misstep.
I would have called him, say, I'm stepping on the set with the outfit on and I'm beating your ass until Superman come. Y'all gonna have to change the script. Like, that's gave you a little bit more longevity. You fighting for Henry Cavill to get the fans in. Warner Brothers, they know they're not going to be in the office in the next 7 days. So yeah, Cavill, you want to be Superman? Go ahead, tell the folks. Go ahead. Who cares? They're trying to promote a movie. He didn't sign no contract. There's no one in the office dying to write a Superman script. It was a waste of effort.
Well, James Gunn, he wants a Superman script, though. James Gunn wants to do a Superman script.
Yes, he's doing the Superman script, but he's not including Henry Cavill because he want to use a younger Superman.
Oh yeah, I'm saying now
because now we have James Gunn. Some people don't like him, but if you like those Marvel movies, you like them. If you like Infinity War, if you like Endgame, you like Guardians, anything that the Guardians was in until Thor, James Gunn wrote those scenes and wrote the script for them.
Yeah.
So if you don't like them, you do like them, you know. And
or if you watch the Suicide Squad, didn't understand, didn't like it, then that's on you.
Well, you know, I think people got confused because it was a franchise that was a sour movie already. It was sour grapes. So if someone presenting these grapes back to you, it was kind of hard to catch on. So for the basic, you know, moviegoers and stuff like that, people who didn't enjoy the first one probably didn't want to go and check this one out, which is fair.
I'll tell people that did see it, who probably thought it was going to be something super serious, and it was James Gunn style. And
I mean, when you saw the hands floating in the first scene, I was cracking up. I was like, all right, I know what I'm signing up for. When TDK arms started floating and doing the little clapping.
Right. Wild stuff.
I'm good. I started busting up in the theater like naturally. It was hilarious. So to have him write and really want to, he put together the Marvel universe. That's what I'm saying. He put together the entire MCU, dude. He did the whole space thing with Guardians. He literally created their universe. So if you have this guy at the helm at DC, hey, he's a storyteller. Let him tell the story. Let him cook. I say let him cook. And we'll see. I was watching Peacemaker before I got on with y'all. Just vibing with it. You know what I mean? And that's a funny ass show. There's a lot of racy stuff. I don't know if he could include that in all his movies.
I don't think he'll do all movies like that now.
But I think he respects the material enough to do what he's supposed to do. And that's one thing that DC have. They have someone that cares about the material, cares about story, care about character development. These are three major things that the DCU lacked. They just looking for the big picture. That's where Rock came in. He just want to do the big picture. I want to fight the big guy. It's let's develop your character first, and then we'll get to the big.
Yeah, the midst of a Black Adam. Like, I didn't accept all the bombastic with the movie. If it did lead into him going to, really, to me, it was a misstep to not have him linked to Shazam at all. Because, like, they're the best polar opposites against each other. And also throwing a Superman is actually pretty interesting. But he didn't want to do that. Ego was too big. He wanted nothing to do with Shazam. Like, you're exactly right. His focus was just on, I'm going to bring in Superman to get the fans on. Fine, but ignoring Shazam was also a big misstep, and it shows.
And now the fact that Shazam is actually one of the titles that's definitely staying in the universe, that could have bought you some time, Rock. Could have bought you some serious time if you just went on that set and thrashed that whole crew. Yeah, he would have reconsidered everything, but you fucked it up.
Well, to kind of wrap this subject up or what have you, I'll just say this: regardless of what people may think or feel of James Gunn, especially the foolish little Snyderverse stands or what have you. I just got
Let
one
that
word
go,
for
man.
Right.
Go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say one word for that: Brightburn. He
Yeah.
executive produced Brightburn. He showed you a big "what if Superman was evil" story through that movie, and even though he executive produced it and probably co-written it, you can show what he can do with an actual Superman movie on his terms. So it's like, I got some faith in the man. I'm gonna see what he can do. You know, it does still kind of suck that
I
certain
know he's
things
gonna
happen,
bring
but
out.
it is
I
what it
want to
is.
see Bizarro, fam. I want to see villains of Superman we ain't never seen on screen, man.
Right.
I want to see Mistleplex. I want to see that dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to see Bizarro. I want to see Brainiac. I want to see what he can do with Darkseid.
Yeah.
So
we'll
see how they get down. But going into 2022 with the movie side or whatever like that, we had a nice little mix of stuff or what have you going on. Now, one of my favorite genres was yours, Kaz. Corey, I know you kind of 50-50 on it. The horror genre, man. We had some quite interesting entries in there. Cool one for me, and in my opinion, is like one of my top picks as far as horror goes. Gotta be Smile. Smile was surprising to me.
Okay, I didn't see that yet.
Because originally when I saw like the little trailer and stuff and the little concept, I was like, I don't know, this sounds like some throwaway stuff. When I actually sat down and watched this joint, everything pieced together so well. Like even like how they did the promo work for this movie, where you have just random people at like sporting events and stuff like that, like sinisterly smiling and looking directly into the camera. I was like, okay, they promoting pretty hard. And then when I sat down and watched the actual movie and they told the lure and everything, I was like, oh damn, yeah, this is dope. So Smile is definitely my pick on the horror side.
Okay.
So what would you say is your pick overall for the year horror wise?
For me? Horror is kind of like my lacking department. Everything I see in horror, I don't be impressed. I saw the Halloween joint. I wasn't impressed with that.
Yeah, that was a letdown.
Yeah. What else came out this year? There was some movie on HBO Max I saw. What's the name of that shit?
Barbarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, Barbarian was interesting.
Yeah, that was to say the least. Besides that, I don't know. Man, I'm really lacking in that department. I can't say if I've seen.
No, I get you. I will say that
I just like in horror in general, man. I haven't been impressed. Like James Wan, he's good with The Conjuring and shit, but I haven't seen anything else. It just be gory mess to me.
Right. Because I will say I can give credit to movies like Smile and Barbarian for the different avenues of originality they take. Because it seems like with the big franchise stuff, like we mentioned Halloween Ends, which was kind of a letdown of a final movie for whatever they were trying to do. Then to me, what was even worse, that Netflix Texas Chainsaw, that I was like, I don't know what the hell what that was supposed to be, but
the Netflix
well, I wasn't no Texas Chainsaw.
Do Stranger Things count?
On the TV side.
On the TV side,
yeah. I mean, I would still throw it in anyway. You know what I mean? Because we just got through talking about how vicious of a character Vecna was. Even though some people try to write him off as a carbon copy of Pinhead and Freddy Krueger merged, but to me,
you're gonna get your inspirations.
Right,
you're gonna get your inspirations.
right.
Yeah, plus, I never got that vibe from him at all.
And plus, I know Robert Englund was in this season too, so
it's all fun and games. It's horror,
right? Right.
What about the Scream? Didn't the new Scream drop this year?
Yes. I was about to mention that.
That I haven't seen. I heard about it.
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked it mainly because they focused a little bit more on newer characters to see how they would rock.
Right.
They
Right.
lean on the older characters as much as they did, even though Sidney Newman was there. They
Yeah.
didn't lean on them as much. So I dug it for that much. And based off what I've seen for the teaser of 6, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more interesting with what they do for this new cast. But it's kind of like it's a little expected from what you've seen in every other Scream movie. But again, the original cast on this new one, they kind of made it worthwhile watching. I put it like that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I did see that, and yeah, it was like it was cool. It was like a revitalized breath of air a little bit watching it, because it was like, all right, the Scream, I know what to expect. Halloween let me down, but I know this is revitalizing the franchise, so they're not going to do anything too stupid. So it was decent. It was a decent one.
Right. Did you check out X or Pearl?
No.
Okay. Now I'll say on them, what Ty West is doing, X, I kind of felt like, okay, we got Boogie Nights meets Texas Chainsaw, but your killers are like elderly people.
Porno killers?
What?
Kind of, sort of. But it was interesting. Plus, with A24 being in the mix, A24 is like the new juggernaut in terms of horror movie stuff. So
I agree. This is the next studio to look out for. Actually, next year moving forward will be A24.
Because at this point now, Blumhouse is like 50-50 on that stuff.
They're about to merge with someone though, so we'll see how that works. I heard it was merging. I think James Wan going to fully take control of it. I think,
right? Because I did check out Nope. I get what they were kind of what was his name was trying to do, but after I saw it, I was just like, eh.
I haven't seen it yet, and all right, so we're gonna get in that conversation, man. That's why I say horror is fucked up, because it's cats like that come through and get praised for work, and then when you see the shit and be like, nah, now like Get Out to me was like a lucky fluke compared to like the other productions he done, including the Twilight Zone too. So I would say Get Out is a lucky fluke. Us wasn't it, man. I don't know. I wasn't feeling Us, man.
I end up somewhat liking Us, and I think Us is inspired.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird and kind of kooky in a way, but in a good way though. But I can understand people not liking it. That I can totally understand. I kind of think Us is maybe an acquired taste. I haven't seen Nope yet. Nope was on my list of stuff to watch.
Nope is on my Nope list.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I love it. Have you seen Nope yet? Nope.
You would say that, yeah.
Yeah, Nope was just okay. I mean, there were a couple of moments it was just like it was okay, and then it was just like, okay, what are we really doing here? So Nope was just 50-50 for me. But as far as my top pick horror wise, I'm giving it Smile.
What about the Hellraiser?
Hellraiser, I hate to say it, Hellraiser was kind of like on my letdown list. And I say that because I dug the visuals, but some of the character development wasn't as strong as I would like it to be, especially coming from the female protagonist. She was weak to me. Now, what's the name? Jamie Clayton as a Pinhead. I give credit where credit's due. She was quite creepy.
Okay,
but
that's dope.
As far as everything else about it goes, I was just like, But again, the visuals and the effects were cool, so I give it that much credit.
Is that new Predator movie, Prey, would that be considered horror?
I would throw it. Yeah, you can throw it to horror to an extent. I was gonna throw it more on the action side, but you can give it throw it a bone on the horror side also. And matter of fact, that could be our next go-to movie because Prey to me, Prey revitalized. Speaking of revitalizing franchises, Prey revitalized Predator series for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
sir.
took that bad taste of that 2018 Predator movie out of my mouth, thankfully. Man, I don't know what the hell they call themselves doing. But Prey did it for me. Shout out to Amber Mid Thunder. She's probably one of the best performers of the year for me, along with a couple others that I named towards the end. I just like the whole bare bones mythology that they did with this. And they did give shout out to a couple other movies of the series at that too, with some of the Easter eggs if you peep and check things out on it. I dug the action. I dug the fact that she was, don't treat me like a girl type self, but at the same time, she was using her brain more than she was using her brawn. I mean, she was using brawn quite well too, but she used her brain power more than anything. And she was just basically trying to rally the rest of her tribe up to let them know, like, hey, this is how you gotta get this fool because obviously he ain't nowhere from these parts. And he's doing real crazy stuff to take us out. And then I also like the fact that even though she's dealing with the Predator, she's also dealing with, the French colonials or whatever like that, who was like, a secondary villain.
Yeah.
And how that, played out throughout the whole thing. So what's you guys' take on Prey?
I like the you said you haven't seen it yet?
No, it's on my other to watch list.
Okay. Yeah, I play catcher, Mr. Green.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Like you said, it revitalized the thing, and I like the whole concept of like the apex predator because it was like everyone was predator. It was a cycle in the movie. This is like you said, the colonizers, the tribe, and the predator. But at certain points, everyone was the prey, and they was the predator in certain instances as well. So I like that. And like you said, the very native. I like the native. Like it made sense, you know what I mean? Like this is before like civilization, of course. Well, modern civilization, I would say. And it really like took it back because he had primitive weapons. Even his alien technology was primitive of what we've seen and what we know of the concept of the predator so far. So no, I like it, and I think if they just do like historical times or just like times when the predator was just on the earth doing predator shit, that'd be dope.
Right.
I'm with it.
And yeah, I'm with you on that. I sincerely hope they do consider make another couple more movies where the Predator took place at various time periods. Like I wouldn't mind seeing one.
Because there's only been one good Predator movie, dude, and that's the first one.
So you don't like two, and you don't like the one with Adrian Brody.
That was Danny Glover.
Danny Glover, yeah.
Danny Glover was two. Predators was Adrian Brody and Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I forgot about Predators. Yeah.
I don't remember those movies. I remember laughing at Predator too, but not taking it serious. So yeah, I think the only good one was the first one. So for them to revamp it and put some tender love and care into the franchise because the toys popping. NECA is killing with Predator figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
those Predator figures ain't no joke. I
going
keep
hard.
telling myself,
So
I was like,
gotta have a good movie or two.
Right.
Put it this way, Predator does better and does better over time than other IP like Terminator.
Yeah. Even though you can still do Terminator dope, I think you just need a good writer, but
you're gonna need
the
more.
whole.
You're gonna need more.
For Terminator?
Yes, because Terminator, at least Predator has some consistent, decent movies. Terminator is plagued by too many bad movies. Number one. Number two, not gaining any newer, younger fans to get new ideas. Number three, they recycle the same similar plot points and story beats in each film. They're pretty similar. Like by the time Dark Fate came out, it was too little, too late. Long story short, Dark Fate probably came out a decade or so ago, 15 years ago. It would have been done well, been stellar, but it came out 10, 15 years too late. At least Predator had at least consistently had some either a good movie, even either a bad movie, or at least a decent movie. They had more decent films than bad films. Terminator Past 2, the only thing they had, at least to me, that was decent was one of them was not a movie, one was a TV show, and I thought Salvation was okay. Everything else was just, long story short.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of another movie that kind of revitalized the franchise and showed new love, especially for a new generation of fans, Top Gun Maverick. And this is a sequel that surprisingly lived up to the hype. And after watching this thing, I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. Because it was like Tom Cruise, he did his damn thing as usual.
I'm watching
major performance, top notch. Val Kilmer, he did his thing even with his current health state. God bless the man. He still can perform as best as he can on screen, even if it's a short period of time. And then even some like the newer characters, new recruits, Miles Teller, he did a great job. This one guy, Glenn Powell, he's definitely a character you love to hate on this when you peep it. And just the knockdown, drag out action that involved the fire planes and things like that. It was definitely something that was quite a spectacle. It was something to love and just embrace as a cool action movie. Just something that made you realize how cool Top Gun was 30 some odd years later, and now to bring it back this late in the game, it was just awesome to watch. I know you say you're gonna peep it out Thursday, so I know, Mr. Green, you will not be quite disappointed. Did you see your cards or not?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I was
at the theater. I'm salty I
on
did
the
not see
fence.
Top Gun in the theater.
I was on the fence. I wasn't a fan of the first one, really. I didn't really care too much about it, so I didn't check it out. The only reason would make me want to watch it is to see if Tom Cruise doing his own stunts in the movie. Like if he's endangering his life or something, I'll go and see it.
He is.
Yeah, so you're not riding on the wing of a plane somewhere.
No, been there, done that. He done it already.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is a wild boy, I tell you.
Hanging on the wheel or something, but I'm going to see it. But I wasn't a big Top Gun fan, so no, I didn't check it out.
I get you.
But they were re-releasing in the theaters, though, right?
It was re-released in theaters. I don't know if it still is, but
I think it's done now. I think.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Best thing catch is you rent on VOD, or if you got Paramount Plus, check it out on that. But speaking of stuff that we do like or whatever like that, let's talk about our little favorite shindig there, the comic book movies.
All right.
We had quite a few joints came out this year that was quite interesting, quite eye-opening. Some 50-50 on, and we get thrown in a couple TV shows in this process also. One of them to me, which is one of my favorites of the year, The Batman. Now, of course, everybody has their honest opinions about it, and I'll say this much. I definitely was anti about it because of Rob Pattinson, but then people call themselves, talk me into, give them a chance to see what you can do. And based off seeing performances outside of a franchise I care not to mention, but we know what franchise he originally came from. This movie actually made me see him in a different light. Outside of some of his other work, this one truly made me see he has what it takes to be a Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because he did it into a sense where he's getting his edge and his anger from, what has happened to him. We all know what happened to Batman. But at the same time, it shows that he's a flawed and semi-vulnerable Batman, because it's like he's not fully sound with his skills, martial arts wise and things like that. Plus, this is more like of a super sleuth movie as it is just a wham bam action movie that you would expect from any other Batman movie. So that's the thing that I really truly liked about it. And plus, it gave me kind of like that 90s vibe energy a la The Crow with the dark tone, the dark sequences, and things like that. So I dug it a lot. And plus, not only his performance, Paul Dano as Riddler, Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon, even Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I mean, I liked all their performances. And even my man's as Falcone. Forgot
Falcone
John Turturro.
Yeah, John Turturro.
And Colin Farrell, who I would never ever expect.
Right.
So yeah, this was a great joint for me. What are your all thoughts on the Batman?
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I have good and bad with it.
Okay.
I think it was too long. I was rewatching that movie the other day and I couldn't finish it because it's just too long. I think he enjoyed filming it too much, and when a director, you got like, all right, man, you could have cut some of these scenes and shit. You know what I mean?
True,
but it's a good movie. You know what I mean? I like this particular Batman because, like you said, this is an inexperienced Batman because this is year one Batman. So if you notice in the movie, he's more Batman because this is him getting into that character. Like, look, this is Bruce Wayne getting into this Batman character. You know what I mean? And, little instances like when he ran in the police station on the rooftop, he got a little shook.
Yeah, that was my favorite moments.
I mean, like that's a hard scene to show that, any other circumstance, Batman diving, jumping, flipping all off buildings and shit, but it's the younger Batman. So, he still got that streak of fear inside of him. He haven't conquered all of that yet. So it's really good to see. And Matt Reeves, he created the whole Batman Rogue Gallery. I know we were just talking about James Gunn. I don't think he's going to mess with this because I think he's going to let this grow.
Yeah.
Do what it do. Because it wouldn't make no sense to create another Batman at this stage.
No, it doesn't.
And young Gotham, just let it do what it do. And we'll bring him in when he's needed for a major situation. Because I think the movie was just a little bit too long, but other than that, it was good. It was good. The action scenes when it was in the hallway and them bullets was ricocheting off of them, taking them down. That was super dope.
That was mean.
That's so dope, man. So, yeah, I want to see more of that. So,
yeah, for sure. Mr. Green, real quick on the Batman.
Yeah, the Batman was actually, I thought, was pretty stellar and kind of somewhat beats some of my expectations. Because I think what was cool about it, how grounded that it was. Although I'm kind of on the other side of the coin where I think you can have two cinematic Batmans going on because you've had other two of the same characters in other mediums. So I prefer this one to stay grounded. They do a integrated Batman with the other DC universe. I kind of wanted away from this one, but I'm probably in the minority with that. So I feel like this Batman works so well being so grounded and not being part of anything else. Very cerebral, and that in the social commentary. Semi-similar to Joker. But yeah, with the Batman, I was really impressed with what they did with it. And the cool thing is
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say the cool thing I felt that each Batman franchise does its own thing. Because maybe at first glance you may think they're trying to kind of like get the flavor that the Nolan stuff did, but it still does its own thing. It's grounded. It's more of him. Like I think it's his year 2 as Batman. He's very inexperienced. He has his own kind of like own kind of mental issues. So it looks like this guy will go out at night just as a bat beating up folks. Seeing the criminals in Gotham be scared at night because of the Batman, I thought was dope too. Between that and all the characters with the mythos, what they set up, and I'm really curious to find out what they do later on with this version of the Batman. And I'm in the mind of, I don't want the same thing told the same way over and over again. So for me, for characters like Batman, who's been stories told over 70 plus years, give me something new and different and fresh. I'll probably end up buying the movie ticket. And this was actually really cool to kind of, this kind of the short version I'm getting at. This was a really cool Batman. I would like more of this. Keep it up. Like you said, Chauncey, the 90s vibes, I dig it. I want more of it.
I got you. So kind of veering off from that, we had another little joint on the comic book side that I kind of enjoyed for the most part. That is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We had Sir Benedict Cumberbatch come back on the scene, doing his thing one more time with Doctor Strange, introducing us to some new characters, a la America Chavez, and just dealing with these happenings that's going on to the multiverse. And of course, I kind of get infamous moment is when he comes across the Illuminati, and then dealing with this whole crazy debacle that the Scarlet Witch then created, where we see her true villainous side up in this, and it was just off the wall roller coaster to me. I like Benedict's performance. To me, he's yet to done wrong as Strange at this point, so I'm sure he's going to keep it up as best as he can. Elizabeth Olsen definitely was a scene stealer of some aspects as Scarlet Witch. Wanda Maximoff, America Chavez, she was okay in some parts. Other parts, she kind of had like the little whiny, bratty moments as any other teenager would, to that extent, especially if they don't understand their powers to a degree. Again, the Illuminati moment was, I kind of get infamous. It might have been not have been fully what we got book wise, of course, but of course we know how that works. But just to see, the fan tip hat to fans on certain things, whether it's Fantastic Four, X-Men, etc., that was cool to see up until, once again, Scarlet Witch and her damn tantrums didn't ruin all that or whatever. But tell me what y'all thought about Multiverse Madness.
That's my girl, man.
I dug it. I liked it a lot. I had to kind of subvert my expectations because we were hearing like almost the entire Fox universe is going to show up in the film, and that's not what happened.
Right.
I did really appreciate the Professor X reveal. I thought that was really great. He had the 90s X-Men chair in the thing. I was really excited to see that. And the surprise was seeing Reed Richards and Black Bolt. That was our big surprise. I dug that a lot.
Yeah.
But still, none of that took away from the film, which I was pretty happy about. And I'm kind of more positive towards America Chavez. I really want to see what she's going to do in the future. Probably dealing with the Multiverse saga. I'm pretty sure she's going to play a pretty pivotal role. What's going to happen in the Multiverse saga going forward. And I did like the mentor role that Steve had towards her, and Steve's story with him, like in the multiverse, and his life and his choices, and what other versions of him did, and him trying to learn that he can't control everything. So
true.
When he does, things go wrong, and they explored that more than one MCU. So yeah, I really like this movie a lot. I watched it probably 3 or 4 times already, but that's just me. I know everyone the same way. So, Kaz, what are your thoughts?
I didn't like that shit. I don't like that shit. Phase 4 was trash. I'm glad we in this conversation because Phase 4 was trash to me. Nah, I didn't like this movie. The best thing about it was Scarlet Witch, because that's my homegirl. I told y'all she was gonna bring hell. So I was expecting that. That was the only good thing about it. But like what Corey said, where was the multiverse? Like we get more multiverse with Loki and more of the multiverse with other shit, but we didn't see no madness or no multiverse. We just seen Wanda going crazy. And when she saw
I
the
think
kids, the
that's it
kids
makes
didn't
it
have the
funny.
powers. It was like it's a new director, and you could tell these directors are not talking to these other people about the other programs because I mean, Wanda powers was watered down. The kids didn't have any powers. The Illuminati was actually stupid. Oh, we gonna wait till my team come back. We gonna vote. It's like your team getting slaughtered by
No
Scarlet
argument
Witch that
there.
y'all
No argument
teacher
there.
Right.
actually ignored that she was coming. Professor
Mm.
X, what's wrong with you? She said no more mutants. You should be the scariest one on the panel.
Right.
So nah, I didn't like it. There was a lot of plot holes. I think Sam Remy. This should have been Scott Derrickson, and they should have went to the edge and made it scary. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Had Nightmare in there, had some of the other darker characters, Mephisto. You know what I
Right.
mean? There was a lot of things that was missed on that movie. So nah, and I seen it 3 or 4 times too, just to see if I really liked it. And yeah, overall,
Mm.
I'm straight. Like Wanda killed it. I love her. I love the Black Bolt. I love all of that shit too. But overall,
Right.
as a movie, I think it should have been a movie as big as the Avengers movie. You know, like we got more
Mm.
of the multiverse with Spider Man. Like you've seen 3 or 4 Spider Mans running around. It's like
Yeah.
we don't really see that essence with the madness of multiverse. Ooh, no, it was soft.
Nah. Nah. Nah, I get you. Another joint that we had come across. Of course, we shared our sentiments about Black Adam and Wakanda Forever from before. So if you have anything additional, holla at that on either one of them. All right, so to kind of sort of wrap things up or what have you, I'm gonna pick a few little favorites or like that. Who would you vote as favorite villain of 2022?
Oh, one more
Be your
thing.
own personal.
One honorable
Go ahead.
mention. Movie I got to honorable mention movie that I thought that was really cool that came out this year, surprisingly, which was really good. Kind of a sleeper hit, the Chippendale movie, animated film.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's illegally funny. It should not be as funny as it is. If you have not seen it, I implore you to watch it. It's
Okay.
illegal that it's that funny. I had no idea it would be that funny. So, Kaz, you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I seen parts of it. I didn't see the full
Yeah,
flick, but
yeah.
some of it. Yeah.
It's extremely funny.
All
Just
right.
want to throw that.
I have an honorable mention too.
All right.
My favorite TV show is Atlanta. If y'all
Okay.
haven't seen Atlanta,
Yeah,
it is
I peeped
nice
season
stuff.
4.
Man, there's so much stuff they did on that show. It's ridiculous. They did stuff on that show that niggas can't do in the next 10 years because it's
Right.
just conceptually put together very well. Like
Yeah, it was.
the off script shit. Man, that
Mm-hmm.
shit was crazy. So yeah. So you want to see some real black conceptual shit? Watch Atlanta, bro.
Yep, I agree with that. My honorable mention on the TV side, and to me, I think this should have got a lot more airplay than what it did. I'm gonna have to give it to Reacher because Alan Richardson surprised the hell out of me. Of course, y'all know him as Smallville's version of Aquaman, and then he did Hawk and Dove and Titans. But for him to be this role of Jack Reacher, to not only be just the a 100% embodiment of what the character is in the novels and the way he plays out in this show is so badass. It's so off the chain. His action scenes are awesome. Put smile on Jason Moore and John Wick's face with these action scenes. And just his performance in general was just dope to me. And it's like, I'm definitely looking forward to season 2. So if you haven't checked out Reach yet, by all means, check it out. That's my pick for TV show. Now, in terms of a villain, I'm probably gonna have to give it to that damn Terry Silver from Cobra Kai. Because he was just doing way too much, man.
Yeah,
he was doing way too damn much, dude.
But he's the heinous villain, so that's
right. He's just
that
like,
works.
I'm gonna make Daniel LaRusso's life a living hell. So let me go ahead and do what it do. him and Johnny Lawrence. Anybody else, y'all can catch the heat too. I'm like, all right, yeah, man.
Oh shit.
So what about you guys as a favorite villain?
I'm gonna rock with Namor this year.
Okay.
I'm gonna rock with Namor.
Mhm.
He's not total like bad guy. He's anti-hero, and that's what Namor always been. You know what I mean? He rolling
Right.
his own pace, whatever. You know, in the comic books today, they was like, "Hey man, you want to come Krakoa?" He was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want."
Right.
Nah, I'm good.
Right.
So Namor, I rock with Namor heavy because he be about his shit, and yeah, he's a firecracker as soon as he angry, and he's powerful enough to tear down Wakanda and all that shit. So you know,
Yeah, he
he's
Yeah.
a
almost pulled M'Baku out the box.
he,
So
yeah.
yeah,
And I know we said we wasn't going to talk about it, but yeah,
yeah, I
and he's
know.
the first mutant on screen. Yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna rock with my boy Namor this year.
Okay.
I'm on
For
Namor.
sure.
Team Namor.
All right. For sure. All right, Mr. Green. What about you?
My villain 2022, Black Adam.
Mhm.
Good one.
Right.
Mine may have to go to. I guess I had the biggest reactions to. It was almost Namor,
Okay.
but I'm gonna have to go Vecna.
All right.
Okay. Fair enough.
Reasonable choice. Reasonable
It's
choice.
it's a close race. Vecna somewhat edges Namor out a little bit, maybe because I feel more. I see why Namor did what he did. Vecna is evil. So yeah.
Yeah.
They're both
No, I
well
get
villains. I'm gonna lean towards Vecna.
Okay. How about favorite hero of the year?
That's a tough one.
When did Peacemaker come out?
Peacemaker came out this year.
This year?
Yeah,
All right, that's
earlier
my
though.
guy. I'm rolling with
Okay,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Yeah, Moon Knight this year too. Also, that came out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know you didn't like Moon Knight. Hush. He may be in my top 3 or 5 because I really did like the character and kind of felt for him. But best hero is I had a lot. It's kind of tough. I'm going to get back to you on that.
You know what?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Do Daredevil count?
Yeah, you can count
For
Daredevil.
me, no.
No? No on Daredevil?
I mean, he's only in one episode. I loved him in it. But not for the year against everybody else. If he had like a show or appeared in like 3 or 4 episodes, possibly. One episode alone is not enough for me.
Okay.
For like
Fair
the
enough.
year.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so quick switch back before I nominate my hero. I'm switching my villain. Terrence Hill was a very close second. I'm giving my villain of the year Darth Vader.
Yeah, we forgot about Obi-Wan.
I'm giving my villain of the year Darth Vader. Because the way he was in this Obi-Wan series, this is what make Darth Vader scary.
Yep.
And the stuff he did to Obi-Wan, yeah.
I missed. Yeah, that's the one I missed. That. Yeah, Vader.
He pulled the starship from mid-flight to. Yeah.
But even the monologue when he was fighting with Obi and stuff, man, Obi seeing the scar, he even broke down as a character and apologized.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like that was some. Yeah, that's remarkable. That is exactly what Star Wars is supposed to be. Like,
Exactly.
fuck all that. That show was dope. That other show was whack. What was that? Not Obi. Boba Fett.
Andor. I thought Andor was actually pretty dope. I thought Andor was dope. Andor may be in the running, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, Andor's dope. Andor is really dope. That's a deep show because you really gotta sit there and watch it because everything is connecting and it means something. And you get the real politics of Star Wars. Like that's the first time like seeing a whole full just blood of how all this shit happened. That shit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Favorite
can't
hero.
choose one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say favorite hero for me. Speaking of Star Wars and such, I'm gonna give it to Cassian Andor for favorite hero.
Good one.
Because the man was solid in what he did in this show. The man is solid what he did in Rogue One, and it constantly reminded me why he was badass the way he was in Rogue One. So it was like, yeah, he's favorite hero for me on this one. Funniest character of 2022.
Funniest character.
For me, probably Peacemaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Peacemaker also.
I'm gonna say John Cena.
But not Peacemaker. What's his boy?
Oh, Vigilante. He was just as ignorant.
He does still.
Vigilante was just as ignorant. I was like, what the hell is wrong with y'all, man?
That's the funniest, dude. Like, yeah, Peacemaker cool, but Vigilante is hilarious, dude. That prison scene, man, dude. Yeah. So
I think I have my favorite hero.
What's up?
I think I may have my hero of 2022.
Okay.
The Queen Mother of Wakanda.
All right.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right.
Give it to that.
I don't know who the funniest character of the year. I don't know.
It's a lot, man. Like if you watch Chip and Dale, that movie is criminally just hilarious. And it's not Dale may be the funniest in the movie, but so much other stuff happens and so much commentary on stuff and geek and fan culture and other stuff in movies that it's all really hilarious. Because they have Ugly Sonic in there and he's funny. It's really funny. I couldn't believe how funny that movie was. That's a tough one. I think for now, maybe for me, Peacemaker, I can think of.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to second that on Peacemaker also. Who's an actor or actress who you think was a standout performer of the year?
Angela Bassett.
Okay.
Jonathan Majors.
Same. I rock with that one too.
Okay.
I rock with those two, but to me, a standout who was definitely also a scene steal as well. I gotta give it to Jenna Ortega. And between her work in Scream 5, X, and the Wednesday series on Netflix, she proven her ground, man.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how about you said Angela Bassett, you said Jonathan Majors, so that's cool. So, in terms of, I'd say best show overall, what would you say of the year?
Best show overall?
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Atlanta.
Okay.
Sticking with Atlanta because it was the last season and they wrapped everything up. Well, sort of, but it was a good season to go out
to. Okay. Corey.
That's a tough one. Yeah, stuff like Stranger Things and/or Peacemaker. That's a tough one, man. I may have to even Obi-Wan. For me,
okay.
And it's a tough call. I may have to slightly edge it towards Andor, maybe.
Okay. That's cool. Probably gonna still stick with mine as Reacher because everything else was cool that we talked about, but I was just vibing with Reacher a lot, and like I said, I'm looking forward to season 2 on that. Best movie.
My second was Obi. My second.
Okay.
Mine too.
Obi was probably number 3 for me.
Yeah, we had a lot of good ads. 2022.
Right. We just had a lot of good ass content this year. So, best movie for me overall, though, and I'm surprised nobody else ain't mentioned it as of yet. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That's movie.
I thought y'all mentioned it already. Yeah. That's...
No. We ain't mentioned it. We haven't mentioned that yet. Now that's a multiverse movie right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That
so when that movie came out around that time, you see that shit, you're like,
it was like, who needs Stephen Strange when you got Michelle Yeoh? Right. And shout out to my man, K-Quan, aka Short Round. He made a definite comeback. Right. Him in that role alone, I was like, yes, sir. That's what's up.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. We got a new Quantum Leap. We got a new Quantum Leap this year.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, we did. I haven't seen it yet, though.
I kind of like it. It's not bad.
Okay. No, I might have to put it on the back burner to watch.
Cause backstory, Quantum Leap is my favorite TV show almost ever. I love the original Quantum Leap.
The original Quantum Leap was very dope. I liked it too. Like I said, they remix these shows. I haven't sat down and watched it yet, so I don't have any opinions. I really liked the original show though.
Yeah.
But certain things like that, I'll be scared. I don't want to invest my energy into when it's trash, you know. So just let me keep these good memories of this show. Y'all try y'all best. I'll jump in at season 3.
I'm gonna let you see it. I can't say if you like it or not. I'll just say if you get a chance, watch. Don't judge it off the first episode. Let a few episodes cook first before you make a judgment call. I'll put it that way.
Okay, Corey Green.
No, I'm just saying, I can't say you watch episode 1, you'll make a decision right there because there's stuff going on with that. It may take time to cook to see if you really want to invest watching it past episode 3.
See what I mean? So you gotta watch 4 or 5 episodes to see if you like it.
I'm saying for you, probably the first 2 episodes, I know how you are. You'll be like, man, I ain't digging this. Like, oh, okay, I'll check. I'll keep watching. I know how you are.
Thanks, Corey.
I think that's just fair. I just don't think you can judge it off episode 1. You'll know what to do. I think by episode 3, you should know where you stand on it by that point.
Right.
I'll check it out.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a nice little chat for the evening, and 2022 is coming to a close for us soon in the next few days. But we got some greatness happening in 2023. We always talk about what we got going down in regards to Fly Nerd Group. And for everybody and anybody who's watching, Fly Nerd Group is that dope crew that 3 of us are part of, and along with a few others. We talk about all the good jazz, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, GOT. We even rock with a little bit of sports, some hip-hop music, just all the cool cultural stuff that you would know and love. So give us a holler, give us a check out. Fellas, if you want to add anything real quick, give them a holler and let them know what we got going on.
Man, it's just Fly Nerd Madness for 2023, man. That's all, man. We're going to push these podcasts forward, do more productions. You can catch us at Haymarket once the weather get nice again. And we out here. We got Chauncey and Corey out here. Corey about to kill in Street Fighter 5 tournaments. We're going to have to catch that footage. We're going to have to catch that, you know. And, just a lot of fly shit for 2023. You're going to see us. You're going to see the FNG and know it's something dope behind it. So.
Absolute. Any last words there, Mr. Green?
2022 is a very stacked year. And I will do some more gaming stuff, like as you see me do, like with Street Fighter 6. I played the beta for that. Doing some more toy stuff. I'm doing some more toy stuff in the 2023 coming up. I'm gonna do some more videos and whatnot. Other little toy surprises I may have coming up. I can't say what it is right now, but you guys will see. I do plan on doing my for my Transformers folks out there, my end of the year 2022 top Transformers figures I have probably before the end of the week. So you'll catch that on IG. and all the social medias, and just stay tuned, y'all, and also representing Fly Nerds. So
I might join you on that and talk about my figures too. Let me know.
gotcha.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I was gonna say something. Nah, you good. You good. I forgot.
Oh, okay. No, I was just gonna say for myself, for everybody, anybody who done set up, rock with me, rock with us. Greatly appreciate the love and support on this. I'm just gonna keep on doing what I do, talking all the movie and TV ish while I can. At the same token, too, I'm gonna go ahead and get my creative ish going on. For those who all know, I do my photography stuff. I'm gonna be bumping that harder than ever. Comes 2023. I'm even gonna pick up a pen and pad. You know what I mean? Get back on my spoken word stuff as well. So 2023, yours truly gonna have much more stuff coming about along with these fellas here. So once again, thank you for your love, support, time, and energy. And stay safe out there, and looking forward to seeing you all in 2023. So until then, fellas, thanks for joining me. Much love. Two fingers salute.